Some of these hardcore criminals are no longer criminals. They are assets. Ask me what I mean by assets.
What do you mean?
They are assets of the American government. They've already signed a pact with the American government to become conduits of sending information to the government of how the criminal world works. These are CIA agents. These are intelligence that is coming into the country. And America will choose for you the people that it wants to send here to do the job that they want to do. From explosives, to gathering intelligence, to IT, to weapons, to surveillance. And they are coming here as prisoners.
Are you sure?
I'm not go to American prisons and find the profile of the people that are there. Go to Guatemala or Guantanamo Bay. Go and find what kind of criminals they are sending here. And you don't have an option of choosing which ones you want. They are giving you a list of what you want. Now that's intelligence on steroids, where you put people in chains and you make them walk in your country as if they are criminals. You lock them up in a jail somewhere here. You give them food and they're sitting around there, whole genius like that from the American government. They start talking to the guards. Oh, you say, make friendships. But we're going to be here watching the space with great excitement. But the problem is from here, you will pollute Kenya, Mombasa, Rwanda, because as the drugs are coming through.
Wow, welcome and greetings all of you brothers and sisters. In this video, I bring you a powerful message from Joshua Maponga. As you heard at the beginning, Joshua Maponga has warned President Yoweri Museveni that don't accept U.S. deportee criminals. Maponga has a reason because he said that he's not sure that if those prisoners are criminals or those are Western agencies want to spy what is going on in Uganda and other parts of Africa. You see, these criminals has been located in different parts in Eswatini, near South Africa, now in Uganda, near Democratic Republic of Congo. I think some went to Ghana in the western part of the country. You can see the distribution of those prisoners. But all in all, this is just a warning and a wake-up call to all of us. So, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, let us now dive deep into what Maponga has said. Do not skip, brothers and sisters. Watch this video from the beginning to the end. Now we are going to hear from Joshua Maponga.
This thing does not work. All right? When you're coming in with strategy, a bad strategy implemented violently succeeds. And a good strategy that is not implemented at all remains on the shelf for a very long time. Some of you who call yourself presidents, you are going to get stoned by your very members because we cannot put you into power, and then you come around with security people to protect us, to protect yourself from us who put you in power. No, it's us who need security from you because you are the thief and you are the murderer amongst us. So we don't need to fear you if we put you into power. We may need to resort to some violent ways of getting these things done. I'm not saying we kill anybody, no. But as Irumba said, how can 52 men and women fail to undo what 10, 12 men did in Berlin Conference? Just the common sense of that. Few white boys, uncircumcised white boys, few white boys sit around the table and they take a ruler and they draw on the map. And up to now, another 100 years later, we are struggling to undo what they did. I'll make it very simple for you, for the younger viewers. Ladies and gentlemen, all our African governments are illegitimate. Swallow that slowly. All our governments are illegitimate. I'm glad I have a lawyer next to me today. Let's go, my brother. Let's talk like intellectuals. Why? I must qualify why I say they're illegitimate. Because there's no way you can run a country based on Berlin Conference. And Berlin Conference was illegitimate. because it was not democratic. The people that you were dividing their country for were not present. And we did not give you veto power to make that decision on our behalf. So Berlin Conference, legally speaking, it was an illegitimate meeting, which had results, of course, of political will and militarization to enforce, though illegitimate. You can't come back to me in 2025 and say, I'm a president of Zambia, I'm a president of Zimbabwe, I'm a president of Uganda. Based on what? Based on Berlin. So if Berlin was illegitimate, there's no African president here. All of you, tell them. Read my lips. There is no African country. Our country is Africa. These are just provinces. The province of Uganda, the province of Kenya, the province of Zimbabwe. The country is Africa. So while we are talking about the United States of Africa, point of correction, you may want to, with my instruction, take a black marker and rub off the word states. Because those states are non-existent. It must just be United Africa, full stop. There are no states in Africa. Don't give us that illusion of America as if we're different states. We don't want to be African states. We are the state. Africa is a country by herself. So this is United Africa, full stop.
Teach, Maponga, teach.
Having said that, I want to throw some few arrows in the direction of our business community. We need to legitimize our presence. We need to colonize our governments. We need to corrupt our governments with our money. The business community, black Africans, don't take your money and run to Dubai. Buy these mines, invest locally. Because if you don't, the Chinese are coming. Life does not allow for a vacuum. And then you complain, our things are going. These people are coming, are taking our things. But when you have the money, you don't put your money where your mouth is. So we need African bankers who can roll our programs to the community. We need African insurance companies who can ring fence our finances. We need financial engineers. We no longer need slogans. Viva, viva what? Viva what? We're no longer going to battle here. We are going to the boardrooms of international business conversations. We need some people who understand the guerrilla warfare of finance. How do we transform our economies? I'll give you just one little illustration and I sit down. We needed to start studying first. Thank you, Professor. We need to start creating an educational system that teaches children about their resources that they're standing on. First things first. Don't tell me how many legs does a grasshopper have. Tell me what is underneath my feet. What is at the bottom here? Yeah. Tell me what is on top of the ground. Me, human resource. Tell me what is above my head. Technologies. When you don't have nothing to do with the air, you can even sell airtime. There's business in the air here. There's business here. There's business here. 3 things only that an African child must understand. What am I standing on? Who is standing on it? And what is above his head and her head? If we can begin to orient our children on how to access these resources, not just access them, then beneficiate them. Not just beneficiate them, then manufacture them. Not just manufacture them, then distribute them, market them, and the access of it for the international community. What am I talking about? Start building value chains. Start building value chains. The Ankole cows are most popular and most resilient. I don't know why we can't fill up Africa with those Ankole cows. Back to ancient Egypt. Increase the breeds. You are Ugandans, you're one of the biggest stock of these things. There's no reason why these animals cannot fill up the entire continent and repopulate ourselves with a proper breed of cattle. Creating value chains. You know how much is one Ankole cow in South Africa? One. Kuluma. One Ankole cow. How much will it cost you in South Africa? Those things are worth millions. You have them walking around here for 200,000 Ugandan shillings in whatever you're selling them for here. And you don't know you're sitting on a world market where these things are good for milk, good for horns, good for skins, resilient, and etc. And until we begin to look at ourselves as Africans as the market that consumes our products. So all of you guys who have money, I'm teaching you the quickest way to corrupt the government is the fastest way also of moving forward. And when you make money with government, don't be embarrassed to spend that money in the place where you have made it. Come on. If we trust you with our money, we must be good enough to share that money with you. So we are looking for serious businessmen. I wish I could have another 100 Dangotes around the continent who can solve the oil problem, solve the car manufacturing problem, solve the solar system problem. Here we are in Zimbabwe, South Africa, shipping out platinum in tons and tons into China. They take raw materials. They don't even tell you in one platinum ore, there are 14 other minerals they are not paying for. They're just paying for the raw material only, which is stones of platinum. And then these things go somewhere very far. And then they come back as lithium batteries. And we are paying an arm and a leg. How stupid can we be as Africans? Tell me that you are all engineers here. Engineer, electrical engineer. Magma summa cum laude. From the university. Up to now, you still cannot help Uganda to make one lithium battery. Oh, for crying out loud, if you are stupid like me, just buy one and then dismantle it. Then look inside what is there and try and make it again. That's how China built its economy. We call that reverse re-engineering. Hello, somebody? Reverse? Go buy some caterpillars and break them to pieces. And then manufacture the new pieces, assemble it. Don't even call it Zomyong. Call it Kaguta. Anything that you want. Give it a local name. China, that's what they're doing with cell phones, with clothes, with technology, with cars, with computers. Some of that technology, they've not discovered it themselves. They buy it from the West and re-engineer it. This is what we want to start seeing in our schools. Gentlemen, no more writing 10 papers. And then you come to a conference, they've got small little blue thing in their hands. The problem is somewhere here. The problem is, no, it's not there. The problem is here. Here. It's not on the wall. We needed to start moving, ladies and gentlemen, towards a reconciliation of our systems. Our banking systems must speak to our government institutions. And you who are busy doing law, that law is illegitimate also. Ask me why. These laws have no relationship with us. They don't even know who owns the land. And when two people are discussing land that belongs to another, theft is rife. Put the bank here, and put the government here. And they start talking about land, which belongs to the kings. Someone is getting stolen. Someone is getting robbed right there. So this concept of using the foreign forms of governance, we need you as young men who can now sit down and re-engineer what can we call a common law amongst us as Africans. I'll educate you quickly. There are only 3 laws we need as I'm sitting down. Law number 1, the law of self-preservation. Come on. The law of, all of us, the law of, if I find you drunk, walking on the road, and you cannot see your way home, you are a criminal. Because you are now about to kill yourself. Looking after yourself must be business number 1.
Teach, Maponga, teach.
Eat well, drink well, sleep well, live well. Looking after this is a legal responsibility of every African. Don't eat everything like a pig. The country of Africa cannot do with a sick African. You go to Philadelphia right now, in some parts of America, they are zombified on full drugs. They just go glued. In the home of freedom, the land of the free. And you wonder if these monsters come here with that freedom of drugs, where will they leave us? Anyone who is involved in destroying life is a criminal to the African. You, as an African, look after you. You owe yourself a bit of exercise. You owe yourself some glasses of water. You owe yourself a good waistline. You owe yourself good looks. Look after yourself. Self-preserve yourself. It's a legal responsibility of looking at teach young children how to look after themselves. We don't have vagabonds that are walking around the town here who are a mess to all of us. Number two, the law of establishing families. That's the second law. Here you put all your legalities around the setting up of homes in an African culture. How are homes established? Husband and wives. How are children? So we need to learn laws of family establishments and the dynamics. When you cannot have children, what must you do? You must do surrogacy. Go and buy some foreign sperms in the bank and produce things that you don't know, some criminals who are busy masturbating over a video, and then you want to produce that as a child? You want to produce that as a child? When we have our own African methods of managing infertility, from the corners of negotiating with sister wives, negotiating with uncles and cousins, and making sure that this issue is resolved, even in the event that a young sister can birth a child and give it to you to look after that child. I mean, don't you find this sensible and human? The laws of family establishment. Law number 3, honorable lawyer, the laws of estate and how to do business on the land. How do we transact? How do we take guarantees from each other? And the first principle on law number 3, any man who sells land is a thief and is selling the future of his children. Land is unsellable. Because no one amongst us has a first receipt from the one who created it. So here's your land and you paid. No one owns land. Our land owns us. From it we came. To it we shall return. So we can teach these simple principles of how to develop a legally conscious community of young people. Look after yourself. Come on. Look after. Oh, I'm speaking in 2 ways now. Look after
Self.
Look after your mind. Look after yourself. Secondly, look after your family with passion. And thirdly, look after your land. For any time you give a man the land underneath his feet, if he does not own the land between his ears and the furniture between their legs, the land underneath their feet will always suffer. We therefore are in the business of developing ownership of the first piece of land here. And when this is in full ownership, we can talk about procreation and ultimately, how do we maximize our resources? This is how I want you to think. This is how I want you to feel. And this is how I want you to do.
Thank you very much, Bishop.
Yes, welcome back, brothers and sisters. That is Mr. Joshua Maponga, a farmer of thought, delivered a powerful message to the people of Africa. Kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, if you have something to share with us from what you heard, please do so through the comment section, and also make sure that you like the video and you share this message to us Africans who are here in the continent and to those who are in the diaspora. Joshua Maponga has spoken very, very, very important issues. Let me start with the issue of education. You know, Maponga has touched the issue of education, that we need to teach our children, our people, to understand how to add value. First of all, what we have, you know, in many African countries, we are saying we have gold, we have lithium, we have uranium, we have that, but our students, our people don't know God. They didn't see God. They don't know diamond. They don't know lithium. They don't know coal. So we are just knowing theoretically. And that's why it is very easy for someone to steal from us. We know nothing about our resources. And we need to teach our students how to utilize the importance of those things. You see? And that's why Maponga said that in Zimbabwe, people are paying for platinum and chrome just as stones. But within those stones, there's other minerals, lithium, coltan, cobalt. But they're paying for only one resource, maybe chrome. Not only in Zimbabwe or South Africa, in many African countries, people are saying they are they're mining maybe gold, but they're taking that sand, all those stones of gold to their countries. But we know within that stone there's other minerals. They're not paying for those. They're just paid for one item. So, of course, we need to educate our people on such kind of things. We need to educate our children. And that's why I suggested one day that we need to have a uniform curriculum to revolutionize our curriculum, our education systems. Because if you go to Zambia, you find they have their own education system, their own curriculum. If you go to South Africa, the same. They have different curriculums. And nowadays we have been contradicted. We have English and French medium. We have Arab and Chinese curriculums. So we are so contradicted. But you can't go to China and find the Chinese learning African curriculums. Why? Because they have proper system that are prepared to teach and to create knowledge to the people. But in Africa, you find we have, we have English medium, we have Cambridge curriculums, nonsense. And we are still poor. We think to know maybe English or French, we are intelligent. No, these are just like language like others. Yes, we are using English, we are using French for communicating because those who colonized us, they didn't allow Africans to operate in their languages. And that's why till today we are using their language because we have inherited the systems. If you go to our governments, if you go to our normal life, these people have already conquered our things. So we learn the systems that they have put into place. So that's why we are using the languages. We use government system of them. That's why we have these things called democracy. You see? So we need to revolutionize our education systems. Otherwise, we'll be chased out and we'll be defeated. Maponga has spoken the issue of minerals, that if when we get money, let us go and buy piece of land, invest in our minerals. You see what the Chinese right now are doing. Chinese are coming to Africa, buying piece of land. They are buying mines. Of course, they are investing in mines. But Africans, when we get money, we find where is the ShopRite and the supermarket. We buy good shoes, good clothes. We go to Dubai. That's what we are doing. So we need to change our minds. We need to own the means of production. Have been suggested in saying if Africans we are not careful, in the 50 to 100 years to come, Africa will be colonized again. You know what? Right now we are giving our resources, we're signing contracts, poor contracts, 100 years, 200 years. We are giving, we are saying these are investors, they're coming to create jobs, as if we Africans, we want jobs. We are giving our resources to Chinese, we are giving resources to Europeans, we're giving resources to other people. We are signing contracts, poor contracts. You know, sometimes you wonder that how is it possible that we can sign a lease or agreement of 100 years, 200 years for people to continue, even 50 years? Because we who are allowing those things to happen, we will not be there. Some of us will not be there. So we are leaving trouble to our children and grandchildren. You see, in 50 to 100 years to come, Africa will be colonized again because we have nothing. Tell me who owns mines and minerals in DRC? How many Africans own mines and minerals in DRC? And that's why you can't find top 10 richest and billionaires in the world. You can't find black people. It is difficult. All are white people. They own technologies, from our minerals, our resources. They own businesses and they are trading our resources. You see? You say, they have industries. Those industries are operating our natural resources. They use our lithium, they use our cobalt, they use our cotton, they use our uranium. But guess what? Just imagine if we Africans, we are well organized, we create value chain to our uranium, to our lithium, our cobalt. Africans automatically can become billionaires and we can make a lot of money. You see? We have engineers. They don't know how to even to construct roads. We have engineers, we have doctors who just waiting for seminars from new discovery from Europe, from America, from China, to go and attend the seminars. The same to engineers, the same to other professionals. We are waiting other people to come up with knowledge, AI. We are consumers of knowledge from others. Instead of being the creators of knowledge and innovators. It doesn't mean that we don't have that capacity. We can collaborate with other people. We need to work with Chinese, we need to work with Europeans, but not as a consumer, but as a creators. It doesn't make sense that we have engineers. We know how to repair cars, but you cannot manufacture our own cars. We know how to repair mobile phones, but you cannot manufacture our mobile phones. You know why? Because we don't know how to utilize our resources. So we need education system that can utilize our resources, can help young people to know this is a gold, this is a diamond. With diamond, I can do this and this. With gold, I can do this and this. We need to start. And this is possible if we can allow Africans to own these resources. But politicians has jumped in. You know, the system of democracy has created people who are thieves to come to lead us and steal from us and give resources to other people. But I'm very happy in other countries, in Sahel, we have started to see young leader Traore is making a difference. We have seen in Namibia, in Botswana, President Boko is doing very well. We have seen in Tanzania, we have seen in Ghana. So, but we need to change slowly. We need to change. Otherwise, we are going to lose everything. We are going to lose almost everything. And it will be a shameful thing that we have these resources and we are still struggling in the world. We are poor people. We are poor of the poorest. Or we are the poorest of the poor. Doesn't make sense. So, brothers and sisters, let us not speak for too long. I'm very happy that I have shared this good message to you. This is a place where we come together as Africans to find best solutions for a challenge, to share our thoughts, our ideas on how we can make Africa great. So, of that, let me say, have a nice time. See you next time. Thank you for watching. Thank you.
Thank you, Africa.